Welcome to the Raf and Raf Rant. I'm Raf.
And I'm Raf. We're Raf.
Raf Farisco of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're going to rant. We're going to match report. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about topics. You leave comments and we'll read your comments out. Question.
All right. Quick stats.
Yes. Throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're going to call the Beast of the Match.
Who's beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
Follow us on Facebook, Rafael Rispo, Ralph Pizarro, Twitter at RafaNapoli83. That's me.
CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more and less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you, we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. You know, were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
And happy Sunday, Napoli Tifosi. My name is Ralph Pizarro. This is the Raf and Raf Rant. Guys, welcome back. Good game today. Napoli defeat Udinese 2-1 today by a lucky header towards the end of the game from Bakayoko, assisted by Mario Rui. Thank you for that lovely cross. Finally. But as we all know, guys, let's start off with the game stats today. All right. So, starting with our lineup, we lined up today. We had Hisa on the left today. Romani gets his start today. We'll get into that. Con calma. Manolas on the right, who had to come in had to come out in the 15th minute. Maximovic takes that. Another injury, guys. Whoa. We're going to talk about this, too. All right. Di Lorenzo off to the right. Ruiz and Bakayoko in the middle once again with Insigne, Zielinski, Lozano lining up, and Petagna up in the middle. We saw some substitutes. Deme, thankfully, he's back from that back injury from that flying knee kick from Belotti a couple games ago in December. Elmas coming in for Ruiz towards the end of the game. Lorente, another game for him. Glad he is getting a little bit of burn there. Rui comes in for Romani after kind of a disaster first half for him. And then again, Maximovic coming in for Manolas after he had, I guess, a tweak or some type of small injury. Off to the game stats. Napoli like this number, like 62%. Seems that's their number for a possession, all right, with 10 chances. One yellow card today, a big yellow card actually coming for Di Lorenzo, which makes him ineligible for the next game. So he finally bought himself a break. So Gattuso, figure it out now. 19 fouls for Udinese, mostly on Lozano because this guy's unstoppable and you know, he's drawing most of these fouls, and I believe he may have even drawn one or two of those cards. 7 corner kicks, all atrocious for Napoli, with the exception of one cross from Mario Rui. Pass percentage, 89%. Yeah, that's great. Coming into the shots today, 17 shots even for both teams. Almost even on the missed shot. I mean, almost an even game regarding shots today. 4 block shots for Napoli, 6 on target. Thankfully, 2 of those went in. Obviously, one of them being from a penalty kick from Lorenzo Insigne. Again, coming from the work effort of Lozano. So, boys and girls in the chat, let's go. This is the Raf and Raf Rant. Get ready to rant yourself. I want to see a bunch of comments in these chats. Let's get in. What did you think of this game? How did you feel? I'll be honest. I kept my hopes slightly low today. I just couldn't afford another emotional breakdown like we did last week. Of course, you know, these morning games, always tough, always tough. Got you-know-what ready. That's right. Got my espresso. I'm going to take a sip here. So while I'm getting warmed up, y'all should get warmed up. Another sip. So nice to do it twice. A little bit of water to wash it down because you know how that goes. Guys, help me out here. So what'd you think of this game today? I was, to be honest, I was slightly underwhelmed today. I did not feel... I don't know. I was slightly underwhelmed for a little while. Honestly, I wasn't sure how this game was going to go. A couple here's the standings on the bottom for you guys as of now. I believe there is one more game that needs to be played. That really counts for us. Well, what is that? Napoli Sassuolo later at 2:45. I'm sorry, Juventus Sassuolo later 2:45. So we may see an updated game. It was so. I'll be honest. They seem like they're a little bit flat right now. I don't know. I don't see the energy. I see Lozano as having the biggest work rate right now. Insigne's really trying out there. Anybody, get in on the chat, guys. Rafa Rispo should be calling in soon. We might get him on the horn. I got my new Napoli hat. I hope you like it. It's all black. I'm black on black. Going for some style here. All right, Elio. Welcome, Elio. Elio Loconte, by the way, runs the group Napoli Club Internet, where he shares English and Italian news regarding Napoli. So hello, Elio. Also a member of Calcio Napoli Club. Terrible game. We need absolutely Mertens, KK, and Ozyem without a doubt. Without a doubt. Now with Manolis out, oh boy. I mean, Romani out there. Lubo, what do we got here? Need Mertens fit. Yeah, we need everybody fit, Lubo. We need everybody fit. I mean, the fact is that, we saw a few minutes of Romani the other day. It seemed promising. He got the start today, and, wow, Romani just... I felt bad for the dude. I'm not even mad at him. I'm not even mad. This is the first game he started all year. I mean, is he even match fit? I mean, what's up with what are we doing out there? And then Manolis gets hurt. Oh, man, bro, this is going to be tough. I really hope it's just a small tweak or a little muscle strain or something, maybe for a week, and then he can get back in there real quick. I don't know, but it was tough, man. When you taking out and Mario putting in for you as a center back, that is rough. I mean, I understand why Gattuso did it. Lasagna's speed was just killing us, man. It was killing us, and we need somebody with pace back there. Obviously, the fastest center back we had to come off. Elio, what else you saying? We're not going anywhere with this defense. All right, I got Rafa Rispo on the about to call us. Give me a second, boys and girls. 1 second. Rafa, can you hear me? You're live. Yeah, 1 second, Rafa. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Great. How you doing today, Rafa?
Doing good, my man. Doing good.
Doing good. I'm glad you can. Hold on. 1 second here, Rafa. Rafa, stand by for a few minutes. I want to get the, we won a game today, and I want to get the beast of the match out there. If you can give me 2 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think was the beast of the match today, guys? Let's take a guess. All right, for everybody in there, Rafa, can you hear me one more time?
I'm here, buddy.
Sorry. Okay, beast of the match, guys. Let's take a guess here. Anybody out there? 1 second, Rafa. I want to see if I know he was my man today, but coming up right now. Hang tight, guys. That's right, guys. Alex Moret, for me, was my beast of the match today. He came up with those 4 huge saves. Real Don said Lozano, Moret. There you go, Heather. Heather, I am so happy to see you here. Rafa, you with me? All right, excellent. Stand by, because I'm not with you. Hold on. I'm switching wires here like crazy. Can you hear me? Hold on, man. Jeez. All right. There we go. Now we're good.
Right.
Now we're good.
Are we cooking with gas now, or what are we doing, Ralph?
Yeah, I got so many wires around me right now. It's like a mess over here. Heather, thank you. Moret, yes.
2021, we go wireless, man.
We go wireless. Yeah, I know, right? No, not quite. Are we getting feedback from I don't think so. I think we'd be all right. Alex Moret, absolute beast of the match today, Rafa. What do you think? I mean, this guy, 4 big saves. He kept us in the game. And I don't think we win this game without Moret making those saves today. I was honestly thinking we were on the brink of losing today as well. And
four might have been 5, might have been 6. Honestly, Meret did come up huge. I think the miscommunication between him and Ramani to cause the Udinese goal could hinder him being a beast of the match. I think Lozano has a big case for that.
Okay.
I think, it's hard not to include Mario Rui or Bakayoko for coming up huge at the end there.
Right.
But if you're going to talk about overall, like, saved our ass today, it was definitely Meret.
All right.
Very, very big saves, very big with his feet. Like, it's incredible how a goalkeeper could be, quite slow, yet so quick on his feet,
Right.
when it comes to making saves, I mean, it's always a little scary when you have Meret back there and his distribution is far less, effective than Ospina. Ospina has his qualities, Meret has his qualities, but yeah,
No, I
should agree that Meret was the beast of the match.
Yeah.
I really want to shout out Lozano too, because Lozano really did, especially in the first half, he hustled hard, man. And even at the end a little bit there, you can see him never giving up and always going for the ball and always trying to get in there. So I'm going to have to, if I had to like change my mind or be different than yours, it would be Chucky Lozano, baby.
You know what? I agree. Listen, Lozano has been just a beast of the team, really, for this whole season. So he is like default beast right now, Lozano. I feel like
he doesn't get enough praise from me and from us here. I just think that Lozano's contribution to this team, especially as compared to last season, was just by far like humongous for us.
Right. Well, I mean, listen, that goes without saying. But today, for me, I wanted to give some props to the kid back there between. Back by the net there, Alex Moret, because he I feel like if there's one guy that doesn't get credit sometimes, it's Moret. And today he came up big. And as much as Lozano did to help this team, Moret kept us in the game. You know what I mean? Moret kept that score at 1. That first goal wasn't his fault. It was a stupid error by Romani, who is not quite match fit as of yet, and I don't blame him for that. This is his first game starting, but
I'll have to agree with you there, Ralph. Amir Ramrani, I mean, he was catching a lot of crap from Napoli fans on Twitter.
Right. I mean,
but honestly, listen, in my opinion, and I could see it coming. I saw it coming where Ramani would get a start today.
Yeah.
I called it in our last post game that might be something that he does, that Gattuso does. I also called Meret coming in. I think that Ramani, as good of a center back as he was last season with Verona, one of the commentators might have said this, and I think he did get this right, is that he played with Verona with a lot less pressure on him. I think at Napoli he's got a little more pressure on him, but at the same time, he hasn't really been given a fair shake. Like I said,
I don't think so. I agree.
Like I said on Sunday, on Wednesday, when you have a tandem of Manolas and Koulibaly being one of the best center back pairs in all of Europe, it's hard to get into a match. Maksimovic didn't come in until Europa League. He played most of the Europa League until he was called upon when Koulibaly went down. Right. And Ramani wasn't even really looked at.
No, it was like he was shunned.
It's not fair to assess his contributions to the team and question his, signing in the summer or last year. Anyway, question the signing of him right now when he's only had 47 minutes of play to be judged upon.
Well, let me ask. Let me ask.
He was the reason of for the Udinese goal, and yes, he was rightfully substituted at halftime. I was really hoping Koulibaly would come in, but.
I don't think we're taking a chance there.
We have to give him time. We have to.
Right.
If I were Gattuso, I might have started him against Empoli on Wednesday in the Coppa Italia.
All right, I don't want to get that is going to be. Well, here's the deal. I want to hear from the viewers right now. You know, how does everybody forgive Romani? Do we give him another chance? I want to know from the viewers. Hit us up in the chat. You know, are we going to be hard on Romani today? Are we really going to be that hard? Yeah, all right, he made the mistakes. Yeah, all right, his performance wasn't great, but are we really going to blame him that much? You know, I thought that maybe this team today could have started against Empoli, you know, but there's so many questions I have, Rafa. There's so many questions. Now, Miguel, a very loyal viewer of ours, he says...
Yeah, Scotto Di Lucio, what's up, buddy?
Scotto Di Lucio, yes. I put his comment up. I want to put it up again. He said, I don't want to be another negative comment about Mertens. He is the true leader and capitano of this team. He goes out and our effort looks like poop emoji.
Uh-huh.
We miss his presence and leadership. And
yes. Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Hit the nail on the head, Miguel.
He is an unofficial captain of the club. He is an unofficial captain of the squad.
Right.
In my opinion, I think his expertise, his contribution and his leadership. And, you know, he might have had a few bad games this season in the beginning of the year, but it's quite evident that without guys like Mertens and Koulibaly especially, you know, we were skating by without Osimhen, and without Mertens and Koulibaly, we've been really bad.
Right.
You know, we've been poor. It wasn't a good performance today at all by any means, and a draw would have sent me over the edge. And I was ready, Ralph, and I was thinking to myself, how am I gonna do this on the phone today? I'm gonna have to go from defending the team that lost to Spezia to really lambasting them in a draw against Udinese. But honestly, you know, the proof is in the pudding, man. Without Mertens and Koulibaly, the team is not complete. The strongest 11 is not on the field and is not complete. So there you have it. Michele is 100%
without a
right.
doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, I'm still going to – I agree. Salvatore Di Brita speaks of Romani. He says he hasn't played all season. Of course, he is shaky. The problem is we don't win confidently against weak teams, so we can't get him game time and experience. I know. Well, he was out for a little bit with the COVID. He had a small injury, I think, when he came back from that. But still, he wasn't given, like, any chance at any point, not one EL game, not a substitute, like nothing. And I think this is the frustration that some people are having with Gattuso and some of his decision making, and this is what I had it too. And yes, they had a break. Yes, they had a 10-day break before the next game. And I remember last week, you know, we were going back and forth. Is it the team? Was it the coach? Are they tired? Are they the... You know, I think it's a little bit of everything at this point. Now, granted, we won today. A win is a win, Rafa. A win is a win. I mean, Heather says Mertens brings more grinta than any other player. Yes, with the exception of Lozano, I believe, Heather. I'm going to add Lozano into this comment with you. Heather, by the way, great member of Calcio Napoli Club USA. We'd love to have you in there. Thank you, Heather, and thank you for being here,
Heather.
From Respawn. She can hear you. I'm sorry. So, you can't see them, but they can see you, Rafa. But, Salvador also says Lozano is a beast all season, creates chances, draws fouls. Big one for Lozano. Drawing fouls, man. Most of those fouls were on him and plays with real grinta every damn day. And you're damn right, Salvatore. But, again, it's like, we had to throw on Elmas again today to try to help save the game. This is what I'm saying. Like, when is this kid going to get a start? You know, and maybe put Insigne on the bench one day. I know he's our captain, Rafa, but wouldn't you like to see him get a small break too? By the way, Di Lorenzo's out for the next game.
Yes,
right?
And and I wanted to talk about that too. That's a very much needed yellow card. Diffidata for
seriously
Di Lorenzo. I think he very much needs a rest.
Definitely.
And hopefully we're gonna get to see the Husai on the right and Gulam on the left pairing that I've been looking for. Expect Di Lorenzo to play on Wednesday because he'll be out. I think it's smart if he sits both Wednesday and Sunday, but I think I think he'll play. I mean, if I were got to see now, you mentioned, is it Gattuso? Is it the team? Is it this? If I were Gattuso, I don't fault him for the Spezia decision to play the top team, but maybe now in hindsight, I think that you were right in that we could have rotated a bit. The problem is then we called for Ramani to start today, and look what happened. You know what I mean? So I think the problem Gattuso has, and again, he's a young manager. I don't want to hear that he coached teams like Milan, because Milan was nothing like they are now and were before when Gattuso was managing them. I just don't.
Right.
I don't want to hear that Gattuso should have experience by now, because he doesn't. He's still kind of learning himself. And I think that the mistake that he made, one of the mistakes that he made was not getting enough time out of Ramani and Elmas and Deme or whoever in matches in the early rounds or in the Europa League or what have you. I mean,
Rafa, thank you. I'm so happy you said that right now, because this was on my mind. And I think this is what's on everybody's mind, right? Like, I think this is what some of us are talking about. Sometimes the emotion gets in the way and we're just like piss and curse and all these things. But in reality, it's like we're trying to express ourselves, but that emotional tornado takes over, and then we can't spit it out. But this is when I'm speaking about rotation. I'm not saying that, these guys should take over, but we should. It's in my opinion. Now, I'm not a soccer coach. I haven't even played much soccer in my life, to be honest. But sports is sports. Energy is energy, right? And, we have the 6-man in basketball. We got, we got the energy line in hockey. You know what I'm saying? Like there's your starters, there's your top guys, and then there's the guys who come in and help relieve other people. There's the guys who help bring energy to the team. And with 5 substitutes now, we should be seeing this. There's no reason why Elmas has to come in the middle of the game and play, where Fabian Ruiz was playing. There's no reason why in Spezia he couldn't get a start. And it's not to offend Insigne, it's to make sure he's fresh at all times. And I think from last week up to this week, to see all your starters and then still lose, it was frustrating as hell. I think it just added insult to injury Heather says again, in over a decade watching this team, they continuously fall short against low-level teams. And you are 100% correct. We have had this plague since I can remember. Again, like you said, a decade, which is almost more or less the same amount of time I've been watching this hardcore. And Rafa, I want to see Gattuso utilizing all his players correctly.
Yes.
Or else we're in big trouble. Well, how do you,
I'm with you. I'm with you, Ralph. I'm with you. It's just, I think there's something that needs to be understood too, is that in the situation that it calls for, then it's warranted. I don't think a team that is, 3 losses in their last 5 matches and struggling to compete for now the European spots. Yeah. It warrants us to be, heavily rotated or experimental in some sorts or what have you. Now, like I said, had Gattuso had given Ramani a little bit more time, even a couple, 10, 15 minutes here and there, every game or whatnot, then I understand. But at the same time, you have to also look at it this way. Going into last week, we had the best defense in Serie A, in goals against. And, the center back positions are the big positions that, those are superstar players in Manolas and Koulibaly that you don't just take off if the game is tight. You understand?
Oh, yeah. So, I'm not really referring to them, but I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, and it's again, like I said, the fact that Koulibaly went down and Maksimovic just hadn't been really performing the right way. Now Manolas might have turned up with some sort of injury. You're going to see more minutes out of these guys. Yeah. Koulibaly is back, but didn't play today. I would have liked to see him off the bench for even 10 minutes, Right. But But honestly, it's all situational, man. If things happen in the course of a game or in the course of the season that you just can't really dictate, what's going to happen. You could say one thing and think one other thing, and then you have to switch it up mid-game, mid-week, mid-round, mid-month.
Right.
You never know. So, to be honest with you, no, go ahead.
Well, what I'm saying was, I mean, just to respond to your, the experimentation, rotation, whatever. But this is something that I feel like Gattuso should have been doing all year. And again, it's not so much experimenting when we think we know where the players should go. Like Fabian Ruiz is rotting in that position. Elmas is not being utilized well.
Okay, Ralph, yes, but we're also not the manager of the club.
Fine, but we have a show. We're critical. We're fans, and we have every right to comment on it because
we're going to question that, and we're not the ones on the training grounds watching them train and seeing what they can do and what they can't do. Gattuso might not have much experience as a manager and is growing, but he's a little smarter than we are. You know what I mean?
All right, fine, but still, you can. But listen, this is a team that we have been watching for years and years and years, and we have a deeper vested interest, I believe, than anybody else. Like the fan of Napoli has every right to say lots of things to me, Rafa, because we put our heart and soul watching this game. We have a bad day when things don't go right. We will literally fight each other when this team is not performing.
Sure.
So for us, we have every right to be critical to our coach because that is our damn city. He could take a contract, go somewhere else. No, we're stuck here forever. We are lifers. When you root for Napoli, you are a lifer for this team. Okay, so
you should be anyway. Yeah.
So listen, I'm gonna talk some smack about my coach, and not that I don't hate Gattuso, and I don't think he's terrible, but I want more. I want to see more because we always end up in the same trouble towards the second half of the season, or we lose against these lower teams, or we get tired, or listen, the injuries last week the shots that we tanked. That's not Gattuso's fault. It's not, but he needs to instill something into the team so that when they come on to the field, they're prepared and they're ready to give it their all, and they're ready to. They should be able to beat these teams without a problem, And we're not going to get to that level. Now, I got the Rafa, mind you, I have the standings right now ticking on the bottom. Okay, we got Milan at 40 points. Juve still has to play their game. Inter at 37, Roma 34, Atalanta at 31, and Napoli at 31. But Juve is at 30 points, and they still have a game to play. So, which means that we can be knocked to sixth place depending on that score. So
Juve plays Sassuolo, am I correct?
Yes, at 2:45.
Okay, well, so there you go. That's going to be. It'll be a difficult match for Juve because Sassuolo is
right.
They've shown that they could bring it.
Right. I mean, they are coming off a high Juve.
I'm not forecasting a Juve loss, but I'm just saying there's a possibility where Sassuolo could come away with something there, and then we still have our matches in hand, Juve and Napoli, and if we can win that, what does that put us at? 33 points.
Yeah. Definitely not cause to panic yet. I mean, Napoli are still in a position. I don't think we're getting the Scudetto this year.
No, the Scudetto. Everybody listening to this show right now.
Everybody listening to the show, hit us up. Do we get this Scudetto? Let us know. I want to know your opinion. Guys. It's a little.
You can forget about the Scudetto. If the Scudetto happens to come, then it's an extreme surprise to me. The team's objective was never the Scudetto.
Okay.
It was always getting to the top four. Gattuso is brought in to bring us back to the Champions League, and then from there, we go on. We move on.
Right.
We then reassess our desires and our what's the word I'm looking for? Our objectives, and we take it from there. And again, we have a game on Wednesday. We have to play against fully. We can have another. We're gonna have. I think before the game. I think tomorrow night we're gonna have another rant We'll talk a little bit more about the Coppa Italia and Empoli and Napoli against them tomorrow. But I think, we have to go all out again, like I said, in every competition. And I don't want to hear from fans that we need to be out of this competition, because we don't. We don't need to be out of any competition.
So let me bring a question to the chat, Rafa, and also for you. So for the chat, guys, would we be satisfied with a Champions League position? So something from 1 to 4, I would say probably we can probably fight for the 3rd or 4th spot this year. That's my hope. Can we do that and possibly either maybe winning the Europa League or at least going deep? What would be a realistic, successful result for Napoli for this year? All right. So my question is for the chat. Ralph Riesman, I'm going to let you respond. But what do the viewers think? What would be, let me ask you one more time, what would be a successful result for Napoli for this year? All right. Take it away, Rafa. Let us know. And guys in the stream, let me know. All right. I want to put you up here.
Well, I'm gonna maintain my position that I've had all season, top 4.
Top 4.
Deep run in the Europa League and possibly win.
I'm with you. I'm with Rafa.
I would.
Rafa?
But I would be content with. Yeah. Ralph, are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Ralph, you there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm in the car, so I might have lost you for a minute.
All right. That's dedication.
So, I would have. So I don't know if you heard me, but I'll run it through again. Top 4, Coppa Italia, and deep in Europa League, possibly winning.
All right. Salvatore Di Brita agrees with you. Coppa Italia win. Salvatore Di Brita says Coppa Italia win, top 4 finish in the league, and no worse than semifinals in Europa. That's reasonable.
No worse than semifinals. Now hear me out here, okay? That's, to me, that's a successful season. If we don't win Coppa Italia or Europa League, winning one or the other would be a success also.
Okay.
Like not winning one, but winning the other. Winning a trophy and top 4. Now, if it's the Europa League and we happen to finish 5th, 6th, if we do win the Europa League and maybe Coppa Italia, then I'm happy because we're back in the Champions League. As long as we get back to Champions League for next season, because I said this last year when we didn't make the Champions League. Yes. I said you can miss it once. You can't miss it twice or 3 times.
Can't miss it twice. No.
Twice is pushing it.
Right.
3 times is a disaster.
You
can't miss it again.
Not to mention the talent that we can attract when we do qualify for Champions League. Because let's be honest, De Laurentiis going to have to make some more moves over the summer. I mean, he has to make one now, I feel like. At least one, something. Right. But for the summertime, we're going to have to reassess a little bit. And, I'm not mad at who we have. I'm not mad at what we spent. But I think, excuse me, I think there's a reassessment in order for this team. And I think like a couple pieces, we got to change a few pieces around. We got to maybe let 1 or 2 guys go, maybe 3, and maybe bring another guy or 2 in. I think Zaccagni's close to a done deal. From what I hear, I don't like spreading rumors, but it was reported that Zaccagni was very close to a done deal. There's big interest. Definitely not for, like, maybe he signs in January, but stays on Verona till to the summer.
Yes, I want to
Giuseppe,
talk more
we're
about
live.
it tomorrow on the rant.
Okay.
I do. What was that? I'm sorry.
No, Giuseppe Angelis just came on. Big hello to Giuseppe. Giuseppe is the co-admin of mine with Calcio Napoli Club USA. Very important member of the crew. One of the founders. So glad to have you on, Giuseppe. Please comment. We are commenting about, the question was, Giuseppe, what do we want? Meret man of the match. I know we're past that. We already did beast of the match. But yes, you're right. Meret was the man. Giuseppe, question for you. This is your opinion is important to me. The question was, what would we consider a successful season for Napoli this year? All right, that was the question. What would be a good result for Napoli for this year? Fire away, Giuseppe. But Raf, I'm sorry, you were saying something.
No. I was saying in regards to Zaccagni, I really do want to talk more about this face to face on the rant tomorrow.
Okay.
Which we will be recording or actually streaming live. Excuse me. But we will be streaming it live tomorrow. We're going to talk transfers. I want to talk about Coppa Italia.
Okay.
I want to talk about some of that stuff. But to touch on what you mentioned, Zaccagni is pretty much. Agreements have been made. I think it's just pen to paper at this point, and he would stay on with Verona until the end of the season, just like Ramani did, just like Pitagna did for Spal. I think it's something that Napoli are keen on when it comes to securing a player to replace with, and I believe Fabian in the summer will go.
All right.
But we'll touch more on that tomorrow. I do also want to say that I'm very, very satisfied before I go. I'm very, very satisfied with the win. We played ugly. It was not fun. It was not pretty. But the win is a win. And at the end of the day, in the 89th minute, you had me, Rocco, and Paulie jumping up and down and screaming, ole, 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 ole,
yep.
Team away,
Ah.
freaking Yoko, baby.
Bakayoko.
How crazy. And I just wanted to share this with you before I leave too, Ralphie.
Please.
Paulie was upset and distraught with Insigne today all game. All game, Paulie, my 7-year-old knew it. He's not playing good. He shouldn't take this free kick. When I saw Mario Rui there with him, I said to Paul, I said, listen, Mario Rui might send this ball right into the box. Don't worry. Which is what he did. And Bakayoko with the head, the unlikely hero for Napoli today. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Ole, 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 team away.
No, it was good, and he had a great. He was also instrumental on defense today as well, helping us out because we were struggling.
Don't forget,
back there. So
il ciuccio è ferito, ma non è morto, and that's just the way we play. We're down, but we're not out. It's great to see the win, and we need to take this into Fiorentina, baby.
Same. I'm totally with you, my friend. I am totally with you, Rafa. Are you letting us go? Or are you hanging out a few more minutes?
I'm going to have to let you go. I just got to work, and I got a client waiting for me. So
that's it.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Get that money, Rafa. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
All right, guys. That was Rafa Rispo on the phone. We got a few more members in here. Let's take a few more minutes, guys, if you guys want to talk about something. Just a second here. I'm going to have the stats rolling on the bottom for a little bit longer. I wanted to emphasize big problems in defense. Fabian can't play CDM. Nope. And we don't have a competent defender under my King KK. Yeah, I mean, we're certainly missing the Manolas-Koulibaly couple, without a doubt. I mean, it just goes to show how important they are to this team. I mean, how much we miss them, how much they do. I mean, not having Mertens, we miss these guys now, Giuseppe, that was a crazy goal. The pair didn't do shit together all season. All right. They didn't. I mean, we haven't done anything with our set pieces for a while. And when we really needed one, we got one today. All right. I mean, this goes to show you how important set pieces are, how important the corner kicks are. If you're going to be a successful team, and when you're having trouble getting in, scoring, whatever it is, these set pieces will change the day. And you saw it today. I mean, honestly, I was happy, but I wasn't ecstatic. I didn't cheer out because for the whole game, I'm like, here we go. I'm not going to lie. I was pessimistic today, but it happened, and we won, and I'll take a win, thankfully, and I'm so happy it came from a set piece, honestly. It was just this cross, and then Bakayoko jumping and heading. He's on the far side of the goal, and it went in, and thank God we got that win because I think the city would have been burned down if we didn't get that win today. I don't even think a tie would have been satisfying because Salvatore De Brita says Insigne cannot hit the net to save his life. It's infuriating. Insigne has been off lately. I think he could hit the net, but he's for whatever reason he's been off, and he's just struggling. And this is kind of why I say, like, give him a break, man. Just let him sit on the bench for a little bit. Let him watch the game. Let him collect his thoughts. Let him miss the field a little bit. Put Elmas in that position and watch the kid perform. I'm going to stick with that, whatever, for the rest of the season. I don't care. Let this man play. Let this man play. We will be coming live tomorrow. Like you heard, Rafa Rispo said. There's going to be a bunch of post games. I mean, there's going to be a lot of work to do this month, guys. This is tough. This is tough. A lot of work, a lot of games. So we'll be here a whole lot. These early games always a little bit more difficult to get through and to get on here. That's why I always stay prepared for my espresso. He's 2 in his head. A break would be huge for him. Agree? Yeah, just like it's not a punishment. It's like, dude, just sit down for a minute. Take a breather, watch the game, stay on the bench, maybe talk to the boys on the bench. Maybe you can just send some encouragement on there. Like something's got to give. His head it's true. Like something is not connecting, and I would like to give him some time to himself, and I would like to build up on the confidence of these other bench players, because we need them. Do you see what's going on? It's important to keep everybody fresh and moving and in form and just ready to go, because we can need them at any moment now. Any moment. Who's worse, Petagna or Llorente? At that point, Gattuso should put in Cioffi. Kid would have shown blood at least. Here's the deal, FNS. Now, who's worse? I don't want to say who's worse. I don't think it's about who's worse, but maybe who's more effective and who has done more. Now, Llorente, I mean, like, we shunned him all season, and now that we need him, we put him in. Okay? He barely has played since last year, so we can't really expect much. Petagna is our backup striker that now has to fill in a huge role, because now we have our striker out and we have Mertens out. All right, but like we said in the previous shows, Petagna, and let me leave this up here so everybody knows what I'm answering. Petagna he wasn't our golden boy. He wasn't the guy that we signed to start and get us wins. He was the guy as a backup. As a backup, he's done great. He has 4 goals coming off the bench, a few of those goals which were game winners. So, I mean, the short answer is Petagna is the better striker as of right now. But that's not a knock on Llorente. He barely got used. Llorente is just slower. I guess they're both slower, huh? I mean, who wins in a race, everybody? Petagna or Llorente? I want to know. This is a good question. Big show for 30 years. Thank you, Paul. Like your photo as well. Great show. Big fan. Been watching you for almost 30 years. That's right, folks. I started the show when I was 7. I've been on here since. But yeah, so I think it's not fair to compare those two. I mean, honestly, both of those guys were brought in for different jobs, and now they have to kind of like hold it down. So, slow in the head or in the feet? Fenez, a little banter for you, Giuseppe. Slow in the head or in the feet? I don't know. What do you guys? Both. I don't know. They both seem a little. Quentin, welcome, Quentin. 4 goals isn't bad considering the Steelers are on 7. No, 4 goals is not bad. All off the bench. All right, Petagna is our backup striker. He's doing okay, guys. Leave that man alone. He's not supposed to be starting all these games. He's not supposed to be our golden boy. Our golden boy has a broken shoulder and COVID. You know what I mean? Like, we've had a lot of bad luck. Can we say that? Is that safe to say? We've had a lot of bad luck with injuries, especially in that striker position, man. It's nobody's fault. But I can't wait for these guys to get back. Not sure what Elmas did today. Listen, Elmas shouldn't be playing. He keeps being put, and I'm going to defend Elmas because I really like the kid. you got to understand, you keep asking Elmas to come in the second half and the whatever minute and play what I think today he played. He was like he came in for Fabian today. Elmas plays great when he's in Insigne's position, that left side. Go watch past games when Elmas was in that side. Dude was a monster. He can handle the ball. He could pass the ball. He could shoot the ball. Okay? Every time he started on that side, we did well. Go look at the, I believe it was the Europa League game with Rijeka, I'm going to say. It was the one after Roma. We won those two games. Go reference those two games. Go look at our starting lineup after those two games and look how Gattuso set it up and look at the team. We were energetic. We scored. We played great ball. Both those games. Go look at the lineups. Go look at the lineups in those two games. Salvador, how much rotation we seen? All of it. I mean, if we're starting our if we're starting our titolari again, I'm gonna be pissed. This is a legit Serie B team. I mean, these guys are actually in Serie B, right? I mean, if we don't see you could even put Romani back on. I don't give a shit. Let him play again. And if Elmas doesn't start or something, I don't know. But I think much rotation or as much as possible. Lobotka got to play. Fabian Ruiz, put him in the number 10 spot. This is where you can experiment a little bit. I don't want to see our starters out there, honestly. Or at least not all of them, a couple of them. Put Politano in. Lozano comes in second half, maybe. Put Patania in. Put Elmas in, without a doubt. Put Romani in. I don't care. Give Di Lorenzo another break. Di Lorenzo had to foul himself out to get a little break, man. What the hell was that? Yeah, this is what happens when you don't get used. I feel bad for Romani. So do I. I really do feel bad. I'm not mad at the guy about what happened today. You can't expect much when it's your first game in over a year. You can't expect much. It was Jojo the Whale. Not Giorgio. Put him in a bathroom. Bronx Tale. I know that movie. I love that movie. It was filmed in Queens, by the way. Favorite movie ever. Guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Again, Napoli defeat Udinese today. Eminenza Giulia 2-1 from a header late in the second half by Bakayoko, assist by Mario Rui. We had a penalty shot scored by Lorenzo Insigne. It was a close one to the goalie. You saw the goalie. It was like whoosh, almost blocked it, but it went in. Guys, a win is a win. I'll take it. All right. Avanti così. Again, we have a big January, and we, Rafa, we should go to AC and play craps. All right. Maybe we should. Somebody's got to get lucky. Somebody in Napoli's got to get lucky, right? I'll meet you there. But yeah, thanks for everybody in the chat for coming by and hanging out with us and ranting. Probably a little bit of a slower day today. You know, again, these Sunday mornings are tough to get on here, but we love being here. We love having you guys. Tons of fun. We'll be here. We're gonna be a lot. We're gonna be here a lot this month with all these games, plus the Ram Propers. We're gonna have some guests coming up. I'm not gonna not gonna spoil anything, but we're really setting things up, guys, to bring you some great material and a great show. We have been in contact with a bunch of other content creators that are going to come onto the show. We're setting up phones so you guys can call in, not just Rafa Rispo, but you guys can call in, take a minute and talk to us. So it's going to be awesome, man. Stick around, grow, hit like, subscribe, share, comment, throw us a question, throw us a comment, curse somebody out. I don't care. Do what you do. This is your space. But come back. See us again soon. All right, guys. Until then, Forza Napoli, and we will see you soon, guys. Ciao, ciao.